Good morning, everyone. Good morning. It's Wednesday here in Australia. Hope you are having a fantastic week so far. Thought I would drop some Wednesday wisdom. I like that. It sounds good. Wednesday wisdom. Alright, so I'll just turn the music down a little bit. So, titled this video, How to Build Trust with People Quickly. Now this video, it's going to be a bit bland, and it's probably going to upset a few people. Upset people that lack possibly something called self-responsibility. Now, in business, as many of you have all heard, you all know, we love to do business with people we know, like, and what's the last one? Trust. We know, like, and trust them. That's what we do. We love to do business with those people. That's why we like them, and we know them, and we trust them. And the funny thing is, we don't really step back and think about what actually creates trust. Because if trust is one of the most important things to do business with someone, you'd think it'd be pretty important to work out what actually creates trust. And whether we know it or not, there's actually something going on in the back of our brain all the time. And we're always wondering, can I trust this other person or not? Because if I'm going to enter into a financial transaction with them, and we're actually going to exchange money with them, we want to know we can trust them. But what does trust actually mean? And I guess for me, I grew up with a rather strict stepdad. His name was Greg, and he was actually my junior school principal. So there's a lot of pressure on me. And he was very, very strict in a number of areas. And he instilled in me, over time, something I got really sensitive to. And then it's been reinforced to me over time with other coaches, mentors. And I've realized that one of the greatest currencies that you actually have that either creates trust or creates distrust is one thing. It's called, yes, I'm sorry, it's going to be really bland and boring. It's going to be bland and boring. Wait for it. It's called your word. And it's called what you say to people. And then you say it, and whether you do it or not actually creates trust. Because if someone tells me they're going to meet me at 3 o'clock and they turn up at 3 o'clock, I'm like, yeah, cool. This person, I can really trust him. Because if they do that continually over time, I'm like, wow, yeah, this person, I can trust him, right? And there's this great book out. It's called The Speed of Trust by Stephen Covey. And a couple of years ago, it really became one of the hot books out there. And I heard it mentioned in a number of presentations. And in the book, they sort of mention, write down the names of the people that you can absolutely trust. And notice the things that you have in common with them, or that you notice between each of those people, what's in common. And you'll start to notice that if you make an agreement with that person, they'll typically honor that agreement with their word. But then if you make a list of the people that you can't trust, or that you kind of trust, you may notice that they kind of keep their word. They kind of, 80 to 90% of the time, maybe 70% of the time, they keep their word. So if they say they're going to turn up at 3 o'clock, yeah, they may turn up at 4 or 5 o'clock, or they don't turn up at all. And they give you an excuse, right? So I guess what I want to share is that if you really want to create trust with people, know that if you say something, it really is creating an unconscious contractual obligation with God, the universe, and the other person. And as soon as you do, there's a bit of a trust test going on. And if you deliver on your word, you're going to build trust with that person. And it's okay that if you change your mind, cool. But be in communication with the other person. Let them know what's going on for them. And for you, right? And own up to that. And I know that later on today, there's a couple of people I've got to be in communication with because I didn't honor my word about something. And I haven't cleaned up that communication. But really successful people, I've noticed, have a common trait that they honor their word and they say what they mean and they mean what they say. So if they say that every single day they're going to do X, Y, Z, they do it. Oh, gosh. That's so bland and boring, isn't it? So boring! It's so boring that they say something, then they're going to do it. Oh my gosh, it's so boring. But guess what? Unfortunately, we live in a society of distrust, and we live in a society of distrust because we're also living in a society where it's okay not to honor your word. And so for the people that are a little bit sensitive around that, it can be a little bit hard, because if someone tells me that they're going to do something, I believe them. And then I'm confused when they say, well, when they don't do it. And it's sort of every day I kind of live in a questioning myself, am I living up to that agreement I made with that person? Am I not? And if I'm not, why not? And then when you start to run those questions in your mind, you can start to see where are the areas you're having a lot of success and where are the areas you're not. Because I guarantee that the areas you're having a lot of success, it's the areas that you're actually honoring your word, right? So I just wanted to share that with you, because it's 2017, as you make it a great one, as you go out there and create what you want to create, you need to get sensitive, because literally people do business with people they know, like, and trust. And if over time there's a lower quotient of trust around you or with other people or yourself, you're going to find that that level of success diminishes as well, right? So I highly encourage you to definitely honor your word and look at areas that you're not honoring your word. And big fat claims, yeah, great to have, but also if you don't deliver on those big fat claims, it can actually create distrust as well, right? So I just wanted to share that. I know that probably it's going to be a little bit bland and boring to actually do what you say you're going to do, but it's really cool when you do, because that creates trust, because you're honoring agreements with people. All right, so thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Yeah, just start to think about levels of trust. People do business with people they know, like, and trust. So what is trust? Well, it's doing what you said you were going to do. That's it. And if you consistently do that over time, then you're going to find that relationship really, 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 really solidifies, because you know you can pick up the phone, call them, and talk about it, and they're going to do it. It's really cool. It's just amazing. It's phenomenal, right? But anyway, thanks for watching. I know it was a little bit simple, a little bit plain, but at the end of the day, the simple stuff works. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye for now.